Welcome to my channel. This is M27IJ, and you're welcome again. Sorry, it's been a while. How have you guys been? Been quite a long time that I actually made a video, but this video is actually going to be for Pella. Habib, the popular TikToker. Pella is a great young man, and I think is the popular's highest streamer in Africa. You can argue that popular streamer, the highest streamer in Africa on TikTok, I think. And he's done it. He's done quite a few, even on YouTube, on Switch, and he's doing amazingly well. He's doing amazingly well for himself. He's a young man. He's 20 years old. According to what he told us, he is 20 years old. But jokingly, this is just my own observation. I think Pella is older than his age, than the official age that he gave us. I think he's older, but it's just my own curiosity. But anyway, let me go straight to the point. The reason why I'm doing this video, there's couple of things I'm going to touch regarding Pella, right? And the first one is concerning the job interview that Pella did to, I think, 12 applicants last week Friday, last week Friday. And the interview was more or less like a skit, but not a skit. I think he did his own interview in a different form, which I think most people don't. It's not the usual way of interviewing people. It's just in a different form by making it funny and asking the unexpected question from all the applicants. And he didn't ask the same question. So the interview went like him, saying, "Oh, where are you from? What's your name? What do you like to eat? Have you got a boyfriend? Have you got a girlfriend? How old are you?" He was just asking just any question that comes on his head, because it wasn't something that he actually wrote anything down to ask anybody. So for me, I feel that interview was genuine. It was really genuine. It was plain and it was transparent because he live streamed it. So every one of us was there. We watch it live. And I think after the interview, people felt, some people felt, even before the interview, let me rewind back a bit. Before the interview, Pella was trending on literally all social media. It was trending because everybody was like, "Why will this boy, an educated person, be requesting that he want to employ a master's holder or a degree holder? He that did not go to school want to employ somebody that has better grade than him?" Blah 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 blah. It was just all over the place. But to me, I think that trending helps him because he's doing the unusual thing that any celebrity would do, right? Even if you go on his live stream, he would do something out of the box that nobody expected to happen on that live stream, right? So with Pella and with the trending of, "Oh, you want to employ somebody that you want to employ graduate, you want to employ master's holder, what qualification does he have that he want to be employing such a person?" Oh, he is looking for such a person. And my own answer is always very simple, right? I always say, listen, this boy knows his weak point. He knows that, okay, he's not well educated, but he knows, and he's not well educated, but he's still educated. Outside the four corners of school, he is educated. But within the four corners of school, he is not, right? Maybe that explanation will help you. Within the four corners of school, he is not educated because he didn't go to university or college. He only did a school cert. And let's be real. The funny thing is, I just remember something. To become a Nigerian president, you only need a school cert, right? So how come people are saying Pella is not educated? The former president of Nigeria, the one that just died, Buhari, he only had a school cert. He never went to any university or any college or anything. He only went for military training and all that. Which is like, while the same thing. So Pella can apply to become, he can actually contest to become a president of Nigeria because he had a school cert. But people are not thinking that way, right? They only think, oh, because he didn't go to university, so he can't do what every other person is doing. And this boy is banking every week. He's really banking, he's cashing out. But let's even ignore the whole thing. Don't let me divert too much, right? It was trending, people were hungry, they called him all sorts of names, but we defended him because and I'll give you the reason why I supported Pella and why I'm supporting Pella and why I dedicated my page for Pella. This is one reason, right? Nigeria is a country. Or before I say the reason, let me continue with the gist. After it trended, right? Come Friday, what happened? Pella did the interview. It was successful. Everything went well. But before the interview, I think something came up, which was Jarvis. This came up. Or this came up. Or this came up. Wherever the video will come out. Jarvis said something, which is Pella's girlfriend, right? Said, do you guys think, you guys are taking Pella serious? Do you think he actually need a cameraman? And I think people believe that. They did believe that. And after he said that are you guys do you guys believe you're taking Pella serious? Pella that has so many people around him that can be his cameraman. And do you believe Pella wants to employ someone? But that went really far. Pella went to do the interview, and the unfortunate and fortunate thing happened. And what was it? After the interview, people started another trend. That, who is this boy? See, is that the way they do interview? Is that the way they speak to people, asking people's questions, all sort of things, blah 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 blah. The funny thing is, the Nigerian educated ones, because we are not educated, the educated ones in Nigeria, they always believe you have to do things in a certain way. Everybody has to do things in a certain way. But Pella always do his own. If everyone is going like this, Pella will be going like that. He will make a turn. A very sharp one. And that is where the trend comes from. And like I said, I did a video and I said something. I said, Pella is very clever. He knows what the media needs. He knows what the social media wants. He knows what to trend. He knows what to say to catch on you guys. And he did that Friday till today. Going to a week now, he's still trending. So what now happened? A lady came out the next day, was angry, she said she felt embarrassed. She said she felt being used for content. And for Pella to say, oh, I don't know your tribe. Are you from Ghana? And to be honest, I think the lady was not fair with Pella. Efik is not a popular tribe in Nigeria. We have three major tribes: the Yoruba, the Hausa, and the Igbos. And every other language, every other tribe fall under one of each, right? One of the three. So Efik is not a language, is not a tribe that everybody will know, especially if you have not traveled beyond Lagos, right? If you have not really explored Nigeria, it will be difficult for you to know that Efik is a tribe in Nigeria. I think Middle Belt. Even me, I'm not sure, but I know Efik. I've heard it. I know. I have a friend that is from Efik, but I can't remember. Maybe Middle Belt or something. But it will be difficult for somebody to. And let's be real, Gen Z of these days, what do they know? If you tell them to read state and capital, God, they don't know. If you ask them some questions, they don't know. Let's be real. And the lady was not fair there. And she also said, yeah, for the fact that he didn't tell them that I was going to use them for content and all that, that they traveled a long journey down here for the interview and they felt used. My opinion on that again. My opinion on that. When the lady said that, I looked at her, I said, week before Pella announced, the week Pella announced he was looking for a cameraman and he wanted to interview 20 people and he only need, is it two? Yeah, two or so. And he only interviewed 20 people for the position, right? He said it many times that he was going to live stream the whole thing. He was going to live stream for transparency. But the only thing he never said that he was going to do it in a different way. It wasn't going to be your usual interview that you go for in the office and they ask you a question about whatever position you apply for or whatever you know about the company or some stuff like that, right? But he did something different by asking some personal questions, some question that doesn't even tally with the job they are applying for, which is his own idea, right? He's an employer. Pella is an employer. So we give him that listen, Pella, you can do your interview the way you feel comfortable with. It's your job. You are the one paying for it. I'm not paying for it. So yeah, I can't decide for Pella. Anyway, the interview went like that. And the lady came out, did a video, and the video trended well. And we, some of Pella Big's fan, we spoke about it, explaining to her that she should go and check different bloggers page and she will find a video where Pella announced he was going to live stream the whole thing. Even on Thursday night, he still said it, that he was going to live stream it. So, how come you didn't know he said he was going to live stream it? Anyway, let's move forward. He did all that, and all that happened. And the next thing was one guy came out and said, oh, I'm going to employ you, blah, 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 blah. Pella embarrassed you, Pella did this, Pella did that. And to cut the long story short, the TV station that my president owned, TVC, I believe my president is the owner of the station anyway. And I'm not going to use the word allegedly because I know he's the owner of the TV station anyway. So they came out, they did breaking news, blah, blah, blah. The popular TikToker, content creator, blah, 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 blah. All those things. They said everything they need to say and they started insulting him, calling him I don't even know. I don't find him funny. I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't do this. Yeah, this Pella, somebody that is uneducated. It's a waste of money. You giving him money and all that. Did. And my own take on that, right? This might not sit well with you anyway. But my own take on that is just, and I'll give you my reason for supporting Pella now. You see, my take on that is very simple and very straightforward. All right? Very simple, very straightforward. I noticed something in Nigeria, and this thing really hurts me so bad. It does hurt me really bad. And what do I notice in Nigeria is, if Pella was to be a son to President Buhari, President Tinubu, or a son to Dangote, or a son to the Mike Adenu guys, or a son to, all these rich men, the Adele case, right? If Pella was to be a son to one of them, I could bet you with everything that I have that they won't scrutinize them the way they are doing to Pella, whether they are educated or not. We've seen some rich people's children did some nonsense. They never called them out. They didn't call them out at all. They never did. They never called them out. And that's really bad. That's unfair. Because for me, I feel and this is the reason why I'm supporting Pella, or I devoted my time to say I'm going to support this guy. With my page, I'm going to push whatever, change all the narrative. Pella is a young man from unknown background. Nobody know who Pella's parents are. We don't know them. We only knew Pella after the fame, or just before the fame, we knew him. Some people have known him long before the fame, right? Which are the people that went to school with him, or people that lived in the same environment with him and all that. And this thing in Nigeria is, if a child of nobody struggle their way to the top and become somebody in Nigeria, somebody of influence, Nigerians don't like it. Trust me, Nigerians don't like it. They always challenge everything you do, because a normal Nigerian cannot just have fame without going through a godfather. Yeah, without going through a godfather, or without doing something dodgy. You see, during the period of hush puppy, and I'll divert a bit or deviate a bit. During the period of hush puppy, none of Nigerian media actually questioned his wealth. Nobody. But some of us did. And we have evidence on our page. Some of us did. We challenged it. We talked about it. Even if the video never go viral, we did talk about it for record's sake. But Nigerian media will never talk about it. You know why? Because that's the usual way of many rich people in Nigeria. I'm sorry to say, this might not sound well with you guys. But it's not a normal thing for somebody to just bring out, have money and no source of income, no foundation to their wealth. They just see them that they are rich. Nigeria will never question whatever nonsense they do or put online. They won't question it. The media will not question it. But for someone like Pella, right? For someone like Pella, that actually got his fame from social media, He was lucky enough to get his fame from social media, and he's still maintaining it at least for a year or more than a year now. But the fact that this boy could pull 250, 260, 270,000 views on a social media space. People are confused. People are asking questions. That alone. You see, for me, I looked at it and I said, Pella is a son of nobody. He's the one that actually pulled his family out of poverty. But Nigerians don't like it. They don't like people that doesn't bow for anybody before they become famous. They don't like it. That's the unusual way. That's the unusual way. They will criticize you to beat. And I can give you different example of people that I know. Because you are nobody's child. But if Pella should manage and maintain this till he start having children, then he will fall into category of the elite. Then they can start respecting him. I've always said, I've done a video, I think 2 or 3, 4 times for Pella that, listen, Pella, you need to educate yourself. If it's about taking time out or doing home study, you need to educate yourself. I'm not saying educate yourself in terms of what you do or what you do because you are good at what you do. You create your content yourself, but you still need to educate yourself, as in so that you can be able to stand, and compete with all these people, because that's the only downfall they have against you. And for the fact that your parents are not, they're not well stand. That one alone. Let's say your dad or your mom is somebody that has that connection or something. They won't do all this. They won't put. This is a form of bullying. Honestly, it is bullying. For a TV station should come out and start talking that nonsense online, on air, it's bullying. You're just bullying the boy. Things like this could make the boy, go into depression. Instead of the TV station to encourage him, find a way to help him out, to say, okay, you know what, Pella, you can do better. You shouldn't have done it this way. You should have done it this way. For you to pull this amount of, or for you to come out with these big ideas, want to employ people and pay them this so X amount of money, definitely you have some potentials in you. Let's help you out. But they won't do that. Is to criticize and make that boy go into depression. And the boy is still young. How old is he? Just 20. Just 20 years old. And see the way you guys are bullying him. It's really not nice. It's really not nice. TVC, I think you owe Pella an apology. In all fairness, you owe the boy an apology. Not to even talk of the way they drag this boy literally every day. After every live stream, they will drag him. But at the end of the day, they don't drag him for the good things that he does on his live stream. They don't drag him for that. They ignore all the good things that this boy is doing and focus more on the negative side of him. Maybe he said something wrongly and he has apologized. You guys are even lucky that Pella always apologizes. Pella always come to terms with you guys to apologize. Listen, if it's somebody else, someone like me, and I look at it and well, it's all content, man. Deal with it. It's all content. As long as I'm not insulting anybody or I'm not doing anything to harm anybody, it's all content. But Pella will still come back to apologize to you guys. But you guys still are not satisfied. And this is really not nice. This is not nice. Honestly. I feel for the boy every day. Every day I think about him like he's my son. That's the way I feel for him. And sometimes even when I even watched him reacting to the video of that TVC, I felt sad. What have Nigerian come up to? A young boy that is trying to grow. It can't be perfect. It's not 100%. It can never be 100% perfect. It can only try. And you guys can only advise him on his wrongdoing. What you feel that, okay, he can improve on this, encourage him in a way he can improve. It's not by backlashing, bombarding him with nonsense and saying some rubbish thing about him, telling him they should sue him, telling them they are advising all sort of nonsense about the boy. It's not nice. It's not really nice. You guys should apologize to the boy. And this is why I want. This is what I'm looking up to. I'm looking forward to that. Nigerian at some point, they will see the potential this boy has, the effort he has put in himself to get himself to where he is. And you can tell that this boy, when I look at him, he's still always feeling inferior. Like, you can tell. He's always just using that, what's it called? That boldness. Sometimes he tries to feel like he's really bold, but you can tell deep inside. Body language speaks volume, man. Body language speaks volume. It's sad, man. Honestly, it is sad. It is sad. Education is not the key to success. No, it's not. Like I said, TVC, you guys need to apologize to this guy. You guys can even work with him, help him better, do better. I wish I have some kind of money that I could just say, you know what, Pella, this is it. I'll support you to school. I'll do this. I'll pay for your tutor. I wish I could do that. I wish I have that money to do that for him, honestly. Just to improve himself. And he tells in his relationship as well, but I'm not going to go into relationship at all. I'm not going to go into that. Because that one, I don't like getting involved in people's relationship. I let them make mistakes, enjoy it, make mistakes, correct themselves, and, love freely. I don't like correcting people because everybody has their flaws, right? But it is what it is. And I think Nigerians need to encourage younger people that are growing, that maybe in a way manage to do something better for themselves. Nigerians need to start encouraging them more. And whether they fall, when they make mistakes, correct them with love. It is only with love we can correct our young folks. And that's just the whole thing about Pella this week, man. I know his girlfriend's one is on there, but I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to talk about that. I really want to focus on the TVC one. And I believe if TVC should come across this video, they will do the needful and apologize and, talk to him in a way they can help him out. I'm trying. I'm doing my own bit, and that's the reason why if you go on my page, you see so many type videos that I've done to advise him, and I believe he always sees those videos anyway. But whichever way, like I always say, this is M27IG. Don't put yourself in trouble, and I love you all. M27, peace and love.